Well, good afternoon and welcome to the first game of the day at King George V pitch. Beautiful Thursday, sunny and 15 degrees here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. We are going to be watching British Columbia, Coquitlam Metro Ford versus Halifax, Dartmouth area United DFC. This team, interestingly enough, has three former Newfoundlanders and players familiar to people here in the province. Those would be Liz McPhail, who used to play for Fieldians, Megan Earle, who came through the under-17, under-18 ranks here and played Canada games, and, of course, Lauren Windsor from Mount Pearl. Over on the British Columbia side, a number of interesting players there, their coaches in particular, Sarah Maglio and Oliver Heald. Both former national team players from back in the 90s. I've got a little special guest in the studio here. Their daughter Olivia is joining us. We promised her the best seat in the house, and she'll be viewing along with you. Maybe we'll have a chat later on. I think we got a little bit of a bias here in terms of who she's cheering for, but certainly expecting a good game. British Columbia is coming off a 5-0 win yesterday against Manitoba. Nova Scotia dropped a 1-0 loss to Quebec on opening day. So certainly going to see some good action, an interesting game here today in Division B of the Toyota National Championships 2019 Jubilee Trophy Finals. Gillian Landrigan is joining us again today on camera, and we're coming to you live on Sports Canada TV. Our officials for today in the center will be Dave Liverman, who is one of the 18 local referees that are supporting this tournament. There are 38 referees all told from here and other parts of Canada, and 6 assessors that are in to bring these people to the next level of their officiating career. So the teams are just getting ready to take the field. British Columbia is in the white, and Nova Scotia will be in the navy blue. Alexis Cattermole is starting in goal for British Columbia. She's a former University of Fraser Valley player who's went to the CIS Championships back in 2014. Also in the lineup today, Erin Uchaz, number 18 in midfield. She had 2 goals yesterday in the game against Manitoba, a former Canadian under-18 team player, and suited up for Canada in the under-20 pre-tournament back in 2010-2012 timeframe. Also a Canada Games All-Star from 2009. So as we said, a sunny day today, still getting a little bit of a breeze, but not quite the wind we were seeing yesterday. Erin Uchaz puts it through. I was chatting earlier with Hannah Noseworthy, the Holy Cross goalkeeper here for Newfoundland and Labrador's women's team, the NL number 1 entry. She used to play with this Halifax team for the last couple of years. Of course, recently moved back to Newfoundland and Labrador and has been playing with Holy Cross. So she knows these girls really well and is here to check things out. Number 17, Megan Earle, making it forward. Soft shot on net and easily gathered up by Alexis Cattermole. Cattermole puts the ball back into play. Both teams with some early pressure here. Trying to gain control. BC trying to keep possession. It's put through to the middle. Some nice moves by Christian Santama. Number 6 now, Olivia Aguirre puts it through. And BC unable to get there in time for that cross. But a lovely attempt, some good early pressure in this game. Literally just 2 minutes in. The Nova Scotia goalie now getting things ready. British Columbia came out of a 14-team field to qualify for this tournament. So it's certainly a long season and competition for them in terms of getting ready. So Jennifer Torrey puts the ball up to Erin Uchaz. And a shot on net, gathered up by the Nova Scotia goalie. British Columbia poised in possession, resetting that to the defenders. Working the ball up the field. And again to Uchaz, who's putting it through for number 6, Olivia Aguirre. Well defended by Cameron Bruce of Nova Scotia. We'll have a British Columbia throw-in. It'll be taken by Ashley Melvin. Well played, but just out of bounds. And we'll have a goal kick for United FC of Dartmouth. So I understand this is a relatively new club out of Nova Scotia. They've only been together for a couple of years. Overthrew this year the longtime champions Halifax Dunbrack. In fact, both Nova Scotia entries at this tournament are represented by United FC of Dartmouth. Selena Lind, Courtney Shepard. Working that right side of the field again. Erin Uchaz with a cross. Defended by Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia comes up with the ball. And they start moving it forward. Chantel Cadeau. Looking for Megan Johnson. Nova Scotia with possession again. Cadeau plays it back to the defender. And ahead to Megan Earle. Nova Scotia keeping possession of the ball right now. Number 13, Liz McPhail. No stranger to people at this field. She played for Fieldians for many years. Candice Conrad with a soft lob and easily gathered up by Alexis Cattermole. I keep saying Alexis Cattermole. That's actually Emily Wilson, who is in net for British Columbia today. Wilson's a former member of the National Training Centre in British Columbia from 2008-2009. So if you're just joining us, you're watching Game 1 for Thursday, October the 10th in the 2019 Jubilee Trophy National Championships, the Toyota National Championships. We're coming to you live from King George V Field. British Columbia is in white, Nova Scotia is in the navy blue. Nova Scotia trying to maintain possession, work the ball forward. So far, pretty clean game, a few chances on both sides. British Columbia, Erin Uchaz makes the break. Pass to number 4, Megan Webster, and a soft kick easily gathered up by the Nova Scotia goalie. Pretty clean game so far. Referee just awards a free kick to Nova Scotia. Got a BC player down. Seems to be having some trouble with her foot, but she's up and looks good. Anyone who's joining us just now, British Columbia is the team in the white. They're represented by Coquitlam Metro Ford. And in the navy blue is United FC of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. British Columbia has a win already from yesterday. Nova Scotia with a loss. Yes! And a beautiful cross and shot by number 10. Erin Uchaz with the cross, and number 10, Courtney Shepherd. You might have heard a little cheering close to my microphone. That'll be our young friend Olivia, whose parents are coaching with British Columbia. She's taken the game in with us up in the broadcast booth today. So 1-0 lead for British Columbia at the 9-minute mark. Beautifully set up by Erin Uchaz. Courtney Shepherd brings it home. No question on where that ball was going. Nova Scotia now with some pressure, trying to get that ball back quickly. Megan Earle, former Acadia player, former St. John's player locally when she was growing up in the province. And BC on the attack again. Over to Olivia Aguiar, tussling with the defender. Has the ball. And a diving save by Hayley Cardass of Nova Scotia, who keeps the ball in play. BC being patient, setting up their next move, moving the ball around. Selena Lynn carrying it forward, working that right side again. Over to number 15, Alexis Cattermole. And we'll reset. Start back with the defense. Lots of good ball movement so far in this game. And British Columbia not afraid to play the ball back. very patient and composed as they set up their next attack. Jennifer Torrey calling for the ball. Plays it back to the mid. Christian Santema plays it back to the defenders. And they'll move the ball around a little bit while they wait for their next opportunity. Little too much on that one, and it's out of bounds. It'll be taken in by Cameron Bruce, number 16. Candice Conrad tries to put it forward. Cameron Bruce with it again. Looking for Megan Earl. And we've got a British Columbia player taking a pause. Seems okay. That would be Selena Lynn, one of the defenders. You're watching live coverage of the Toyota National Championships, the Jubilee Trophy, on Sports Canada TV. I'm Colleen McConnell, along with Gillian Landrigan in the broadcast booth, and a special friend today, young Olivia from British Columbia, who's taken the game in from the best seat in the house, just like everybody listening at home. Good morning to those of you who are tuning in from British Columbia, and good afternoon for our friends in Nova Scotia. Great shot on target by Erin Uchaz. Capably handled by Haley Cardass of Nova Scotia. British Columbia with a 1-0 lead at the 14-minute mark. It was scored by number 10, Courtney Shepherd, about 9 minutes into the game. British Columbia with a 5-0 victory yesterday over Manitoba in Group B play. We've got an offside call here. And it will be Nova Scotia's ball. Curran Layden putting some pressure on the BC defense. They tuck it out of play, and it will be Cameron Bruce with the throw in for Nova Scotia. She finds Chantal Cadeau, who is dispossessed. Erin Uchaz plays it back to the goalie. BC moving the ball up that right side once again. Cameron Bruce, Megan Earl now with the ball for Nova Scotia. Trying to find a midfielder. Nova Scotia retaining possession right now. Cameron Bruce looking for an opening. Plays it back to the goalie. Haley Cardass using her defenders to swing it wide and reset this possession. And it's out off British Columbia. Candice Conrad will take the throw in for Nova Scotia. No, someone else is going to take it. Conrad ready to receive. along with number 9, Chantal Cadeau. Megan Johnston will take the throw in. Nova Scotia putting a few shirts up into attacking position. And it's a British Columbia ball. That's going to be taken by number 11, Ashley Melvin. Melvin to you, Chaz, who hands it off, defended by Nova Scotia, who sends it through. Megan Earl with it, trying to pass it ahead. And British Columbia comes up with it again. The defense spreads the field, tries to reset, getting some pressure from Chantal Cadeau and Hannah Dory. We've got a Nova Scotia throw in now. Player's not 100% sure that really went out, but it's been ruled out by the referee. And Kelsey Atherley pops it out of bounds with her head. It'll be another Nova Scotia throw in further down in BC territory. Number 5, Candice Conrad with a beautiful shot, loops it just over the British Columbia net. And Emily Wilson will take a goal kick. Nova Scotia plays it back to their goalie. And she's going to reset out to Liz McPhail. Looking for Chantal Cadeau, but looked like BC had it, but now it's gone back to free throw for Nova Scotia. Or free kick for Nova Scotia. Liz McPhail to take that. Any of our Newfoundland fans that may be listening, you're probably wondering what's the story on Newfoundland goalie Sam Hawko, who got red carded at the end of yesterday's game. He will be out for a 2-game suspension, so 2 games to Sam Hawko for that infraction. Literally in injury time at the very end of yesterday's game, probably the very last play of the game. He will be gone for the next 2 games for Newfoundland and Labrador men. And that team will be back on the field here at King George tonight at 6 o'clock. Hawko will not be in the lineup. BC attempt is well wide of the net. And Haley Cardass sets up another goal kick. Oh, little tangle with the goalie there. Nova Scotia with possession. Moving it down the field to Megan Earl, who's being well defended by Kelsey Atherley. Curran Layden to Megan Earl. Soft shot into the net and easily gathered up by goalkeeper Emily Wilson. Liz McPhail with a long ball, no one there to receive. The BC goalkeeper will gather that up. Wilson, interestingly, the oldest player on this Nova Scotia team. She's originally from Charlottetown PEI and has played at the Jubilee Trophy tournament in PEI colours as well, and of course is well known to Fieldians fans here in St. John's, Newfoundland, where she played for that team for a number of years. The youngest player is Curran Layton. She's just a little over 17 years old. The average age of this team is 23.35 years. Compare that to British Columbia. The average age is 25.5. Certainly showing poise and depth of experience on the field so far today. We are 22 minutes into this game. BC Coquitlam Metro Ford leading Dartmouth United FC by 1-0. British Columbia in the white and Nova Scotia in the navy blue. Ashley Melvin will take the throw in for British Columbia. Cross and a shot on net. Gathered up by Haley Cardass, who plays it back to Cameron Bruce. Bruce to Chantel Cadeau and back to Bruce. Puts it through, looking for Candice Conrad. Conrad retains possession. A cross, but nobody in receiving distance. And we'll have a goal kick by Emily Wilson of British Columbia. We got a few fans in the seats today. It's an early day game for this region. 1 o'clock start. We'll see the numbers pick up a little bit through the day as school lets out and people get off work. Cleared by the Nova Scotia goalkeeper, but BC comes up with possession. The British Columbia goal, by the way, was scored at about 9 minutes into the game by Courtney Wilson. Courtney Shepherd. Shepherd also scored in yesterday's match against Manitoba, which British Columbia won 5-0. So BC right now with 3 points in the round robin. This is an 8-team tournament, so Division A and Division B with 4 teams apiece. The top 2 teams will play each other for the gold medal on Sunday morning. Still lots to play for all squads right now as they jockey for position and see who will come out at the top of the division. Later on today, we'll see the other 2 teams in this division, Royal Select Beauport and Northwest Winnipeg of Manitoba. Yesterday, we had the 4 teams in Division A playoff on King George V. Megan Earl now moving the ball forward to Chantal Cadeau, back to Earl, puts it through. Candice Conrad trying to get there, gets a little chip on it, and it's back and defended. Some good pressure from Nova Scotia, but the BC defense is not letting them through. Nova Scotia now resets. Liz McPhail puts it through. Looking for Megan Earl or Chantel Cadeau. BC's Emily Wilson puts the ball back into play. McPhail brings it down. You see, blocked by Emily Nickerson. Nickerson also with some Canada national team experience, having been to the girls under 15 camp and with 4 call-ups for the Canada women's under 17 squad back in 2012. She was the 2016 MVP for Soccer Nova Scotia. So number 7, Emily Nickerson there on defense in the centre back position. Will certainly have to earn her keep today against British Columbia. Megan Earl unable to control a bouncing ball, and it's defended by British Columbia. Megan Webster now sends the ball up, and it's setting back on the side. Over to Tori. Keeper calls it off, but is pestered by Olivia Aguiar. Ball's back on Nova Scotia. Number 16. Layden Curran, number 32. Trying to keep control of the ball, and she does. Resets to Liz McPhail. McPhail to Megan Earl. Inadvertent handball there, but her back was turned to the referee, so no call on that one, but it's out, and Nova Scotia's retaining possession. Now over to British Columbia. Emily Nickerson trying to put the ball through to Megan Earl. Aaron Uchaz called offside on that play. Liz McPhail gets ready to set things up again. Referee ruling a little bit of a push there. So Nova Scotia with a free kick. Within range of the BC goal. Got a few blue shirts pushing up into the box to be ready to receive. And that kick is going to be taken by number 5, Candice Conrad. Trying for a direct on net, and she's wide. Emily Wilson will take that for a goal kick. We're 31 minutes into this first game of the day. BC Coquitlam Metro Ford with Nova Scotia's United FC out of Dartmouth. BC currently leading 1-0 on a goal by Courtney Shepherd, number 10. That goal coming around 9 minutes into the game, and Shepherd, of course, also among the goal scorers in yesterday's win over Manitoba. BC trying to find Olivia Aguiar on the left wing. Captain Aaron Uchaz, number 18, putting some pressure on. Ball is out and stays in BC possession. British Columbia wearing the white jerseys today, and Nova Scotia in the navy blue. Jennifer Torrey to Kelsey Atherley, back to the goalie. Getting pestered a little bit by Megan Earl, who's not prepared to give them any breaks. Liz McPhail on defense. Over to Emily Nicholson. BC comes up with the ball. Erin Uchaz. Beautiful job of distributing the ball around. Jennifer Torrey now. Looking for her move. Plays it back. BC be very patient here. Kelsey Atherley over to Courtney Shepherd. Shepherd goes down, but there's no call. Free kick awarded to Nova Scotia. So far, a very sportsman-like contest. Not a lot of stoppages. Erin Uchaz, supported by Olivia Aguiar. And over on the wing, Alexis Cattermole running to get there. Nice cross, but nobody quite in receiving position. Liz McPhail trying to clear it out for Nova Scotia. And Nova Scotia regains possession. Cameron Bruce trying to move it down, but it's out. And BC will have the throw in. So that'll be taken by Jennifer Torrey. We have a substitution coming in for Nova Scotia. Number 9, Chantel Cadeau is going out. Number 2, Erin Freeman is joining the game at about 34 minutes. British Columbia leading right now, 1-0. Erin Uchaz fouled on that. And looks like the referee is going for his cards. Certainly giving number 16, Haley Melvin, a talking to. And it looks like a yellow card there for holding. Sorry, not Haley Melvin. Got the wrong team. Cameron Bruce. Yellow card for holding on Nova Scotia. British Columbia now getting ready to take that kick. Shot from Courtney Shepherd, well placed. Punched away by Haley Cardass, but still very much in play. It's going to go wide of the net, and Nova Scotia will take a goal kick. Good pressure there from British Columbia. Liz McPhail now bringing the ball up for Nova Scotia, putting it through to Erin Freeman, the newcomer. Freeman dispossessed. Olivia Aguiar now trying to move it forward. Distributes that to Kristen Santama.
Shoot.
Oh.
Go in.
And we've got a collision with the goalie there. Got a finger on it, but the ball was loose. Nova Scotia defender kicked it free. But beautiful pass there from Kristen Santama onto Erin Uchaz, who passed it over to Olivia Aguiar, who was not able to complete. But good pressure from British Columbia there. Nova Scotia now. Dispossessed of the ball. Megan Webster trying to move it wide, but just too much on that. Nova Scotia plays the throw in quickly, trying to find Candice Conrad and move that ball down the field. The throw will be taken by Erin Freeman, looking for a blue shirt. It's punted through, but not able to connect with a blue shirt. Emily Nickerson and Erin Freeman down in a tangle. That foul is ruled against Nova Scotia. So BC with another chance. Not quite halfway into Nova Scotia territory. The kick will be taken by Courtney Shepherd. And BC putting a lot of pressure on all of their players up in this half of the field. Nicely placed, good attempt at a header, but just goes wide of the net. Another very well placed ball by Courtney Shepherd. BC keeping the pressure up. They really want to get out of this half with another goal to help pad that 1-0 lead they've got. Nova Scotia equally intent on leveling the field. Number 4, a little hesitation from Megan Webster before putting the ball through, and it's defended by Liz McPhail. Back out and coming back in now by BC. Attempt to put that through. And it will be a BC corner. The first of this game. And I'm going to guess that Courtney Shepherd's probably going to take it, but I'm just going to wait for her to spin around. Yes. See a couple of people warming up on the BC sidelines there. Ball is in, but kicked away by Candice Conrad. Megan Earl intercepts, but has a BC player collide into her back, and it'll be a free kick for Nova Scotia. Earl shaking off that collision. Got number 3, Kelsey Atherley, with a high ball, putting it back. It's going to be collected by Megan Johnson. That is out off Nova Scotia, so BC with a quick throw in now. Looking for Erin Uchaz, their captain.
Shoot.
Ball Intercepted by goalie Haley Cardass. Nova Scotia now with possession. Aaron Freeman trying to move the ball forward. Looking for Layden Curran, but intercepted by British Columbia. BC now getting ready to reset. Aaron Uchaz being chased by Emily Nickerson, who brings her down. We'll have another free kick coming to British Columbia. British Columbia in the white for anyone just joining in. Nova Scotia in the navy blue. And it's a well-placed ball. Great header attempt on net, but wide of the net. So we've got a Nova Scotia throw in. 43 minutes gone in this first half of play. We'll wait shortly. We'll find out if there's going to be very much time added. Waiting for that indication from the fourth official. Nova Scotia throw in to Curran Layden. BC clearing it out to Aaron Uchaz. Emily Nickerson sends it ahead. It's chipped ahead by Lauren Windsor.
Yes, Courtney.
Formerly of Mount Pearl.
Yes. Shoot!
Number 4, Megan Webster with a shot on net. High and wide. 44 minutes gone in this half. Don't expect a whole lot of extra time to be added. There haven't been a lot of stoppages for injuries or substitutions.
Come on, Liv. Come on, Liv. Go, 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 go.
Number 16, Haley Melvin. Jennifer Torrey now for British Columbia with the throw-in. Over to Olivia Aguiar, who's looking for an opening. Headed away by Emily Nickerson. And it'll be a goal kick for Haley Cardass of Nova Scotia.
Come on!
Just 45 minutes gone into this game. British Columbia trying to make one final attempt in referee's time. There won't be a whole lot added. There haven't been a lot of stoppages or injuries or substitutions. Courtney Shepherd putting the ball in play. Nova Scotia trying to get that out. And the whistle blows to end the first half. British Columbia, Coquitlam Metro Ford with a 1-0 lead over United FC of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. The lone goal coming at 9 minutes from Courtney Shepherd, number 10 on British Columbia. You're listening to the Toyota National Championships Jubilee Trophy, Game 1 today from King George V pitch in St. John's, Newfoundland. I'm Colleen McConnell along with Gillian Landrigan on camera. We are going to take a quick break and we will be back in about 10 or 15 minutes with the second half. And we are back for the second half at the Toyota National Jubilee Trophy Championships in St. John's, Newfoundland. 45 minutes have gone in this game so far. British Columbia leading Nova Scotia by a score of 1-0. The British Columbia goal coming 9 minutes into the first half by Courtney Shepherd. Shepherd also among those who scored in yesterday's 5-0 win over Manitoba. Nova Scotia with a 1-0 loss yesterday to Quebec, looking to try and pick up their first point today. British Columbia in the white, Nova Scotia in the blue. This is Colleen McConnell along with Gillian Landrigan and our special guest, young Olivia, who's joining us up in the broadcast booth. She's got the best seat in the house along with all of you in TV land. So welcome to the broadcast. Good morning to all of you who are watching in British Columbia. Good afternoon to our friends in Nova Scotia. And good day to those of you in the rest of Canada. We've got a gorgeous day today here at King George V. Really can't ask for better in terms of soccer weather. It's about 15 degrees. We've got a bit of a breeze, but not really as heavy as it was yesterday. Great day for the players and for the fans both. British Columbia putting some early pressure on Nova Scotia in this first half. Courtney Shepherd taking a shot. It's wide and easily gathered up by the Nova Scotia keeper, Hayley Cardass. Megan Earle, number 17 for Nova Scotia, putting some pressure on up front. Candice Conrad knocks down the ball. BC comes up with it again. Emily Nickerson putting it through. And Erin Uchaz for British Columbia comes up with it. She's putting it through to one of their wingers. Courtney Shepherd looking for Jennifer Torrey. And not quite there. It's put out by a Nova Scotia player. Erin Torrey now to take the throw in. Torrey with the throw in. It goes out. And it will be a goal kick for Nova Scotia. This has been a very good contest so far. A lot of pressure on both sides, some good opportunities on both sides. I would say that BC probably had 60-40 balance of possession in the first half. Certainly trying to come out to a very strong start here in the second half. Nova Scotia now taking possession, trying to move the ball up the field. Looking for Megan Earle. Layden Curran. And some more pressure from number 2, Aaron Freeman. Freeman joined the game about 34 minutes into the first half. Looks like we have an offside call once again on British Columbia. Erin Uchaz, who's been pushing the pace up top for the BC women. Uchaz, a former Canada under-18 national team player and under-20 pre-tournament player. She had 2 goals yesterday in that win over Manitoba. Nova Scotia now advancing the ball up to Megan Earle. The ball has gone just out of play. And it will be a British Columbia throw-in. Sorry, a Nova Scotia throw-in. British Columbia. Playing the ball back to keeper Emily Wilson. Wilson using the defense to spread the field and be patient in setting this up. Looking for Emily Uchaz, but a little wide. Jennifer Torrey not able to get there quite in time. The Nova Scotia defense pokes it out, and it will be a British Columbia throw. Ball is put through to Megan Webster. Nova Scotia takes possession. Put through for Megan Earl, but a little too much on that. Earl collides with one of the British Columbia defenders. Nova Scotia throw in. BC puts it out again, and Nova Scotia will take another throw in. We are deep in BC territory now. And BC comes up with it. Over to Erin Uchaz. Spreading it wide there. Olivia Aguiar bringing it forward. Back to Jennifer Torrey now. Torrey taking time to reset with the other defenders. Moving up the wing. And puts it through. Target not there, and it's picked up by Nova Scotia, who sends it forward to Megan Earl. Earl looking for Candice Conrad. Puts it through to Erin Freeman. Great effort in front of the net. Earl to Freeman to the center. Conrad gets a tip on it, but it is defended by the British Columbia defenders. Nova Scotia now with a throw in. We'll have Megan Johnston to Candice Conrad. Again, British Columbia puts the ball out. And we will have what I think is our first corner for Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia represented by United FC of Dartmouth, dethroned longtime Nova Scotia representatives Halifax Dunbrack. And it's not a corner, it is a throw-in right down close to the corner line. Nova Scotia trying to get that ball into play. Nova Scotia continues to keep possession with a throw in here. British Columbia now. Ashley Melvin, Courtly Shepherd, Megan Webster all looking to receive that throw. Megan Earl comes up with it, puts it through for Layden. Megan Johnston now putting it through to the center. It's headed away by British Columbia. And Olivia Aguiar comes up with it, trying to clear it out of their zone. It's put back in by Nova Scotia. Megan Earl gets a foot on it, but not good contact. And it's tucked away by the BC defense. BC now on the attack. Erin Uchaz getting double teamed by Emily Nickerson and the Nova Scotia defense. They clearly respect the threat she is on the field at any time. We've seen some great passing. And, of course, she had 2 goals in yesterday's game. BC now, number 19, Kristen Santema. Kelsey Atherley now moving the ball back to the wing. Liz McPhail with a foul on that play, and British Columbia will have a free kick in the Nova Scotia half. Players are all getting in position. Ball is through to Dane McGregor. And the Nova Scotia goalie now ready to send that back out. Hannah Dory down to receive a short pass. Goalie puts it through to Curran Layton. Layton tucks it forward, but nowhere there to receive. British Columbia gathers it up and starts to renew its attack. She is dispossessed by Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia now trying to pull it wide. Number 12 trying to get there, Megan Johnston. Not quite quick enough for the British Columbia defender. Alexis Cattermole, who gets there first. British Columbia now resetting. Number 19, Christian Santama, sending the ball through for Erin Uchaz. Uchaz trying to find a target. She is dispossessed. Layden Curran comes up with the ball, and it's over to a colleague. Thrown ahead, and the BC goalie, Emily Wilson, will gather it up and send it back out into play. Candice Conrad pushing ahead, trying to get through the BC defense. Some nice footwork. Shepard to Erin Uchaz. And the pass is intercepted. Layden Curran now trying to set things up, but nobody there to receive. It goes back to the goalie, who will reset for BC. Kelsey Atherley to Megan Webster. Webster sending it up through the middle. Courtney Shepard putting it through for Erin Uchaz. It is tucked out of play by Nova Scotia, and British Columbia will have a throw in deep in Nova Scotia territory. We have another substitution coming in for British Columbia. For number 19, Christian Santama will be leaving the game, and coming in is Chantel Bone, number 12. 57 minutes into this game, first game of the day here at the Toyota National Championships Jubilee Trophy. You are watching live from St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, King George V pitch. A beautiful fall day. Sunny, 15 degrees. Great day for the players and for the fans. Nova Scotia's goalie now readying for a goal kick to get everybody reset. Nova Scotia in the navy blue, represented by United FC of Dartmouth. British Columbia, represented by Coquitlam Metro Ford, in the white. Nova Scotia tries to find Megan Earl up top. That is poked away by Selena Lynn in the BC defense. Erin Uchaz puts a long ball through. Goalie comes out to meet it.
Come on, Olivia, go, go, go.
Megan Webster now trying to find Madison Kelly. BC defense resetting, keeping the ball in play. Going through to Chantel Bone, who just joined the game at the 57th minute. We are 60 minutes into this game. The score still 1-0 in favor of British Columbia. That goal coming in the 9th minute of play. We've had some good chances since then on both sides. But neither of the teams has been able to break through each other's defense and goalkeeping. Ball to Alexis Cattermole of BC. She gets the shot away, but it's gathered up by Haley Cardass, the Nova Scotia goalkeeper. Ball cleared away by Emily Wilson. Nova Scotia back on the attack. Number 4, Lauren Windsor. Candice Cameron with a high shot on net, but it is pulled down by Emily Wilson. A lot of Nova Scotia's shots have been from distance. British Columbia's lone goal was beautifully set up. And Courtney Shepherd made no doubt about where that ball was going into the net as soon as she got a piece of it. That was in the 9th minute of play. We're now 62 minutes into this game. This is the first of 3 games that we'll have today here at King George V pitch in St. John's. BC, Coquitlam Metro Ford in the white, Nova Scotia Dartmouth United in the navy blue. Both of these teams are in Division B of the Jubilee Trophy. We'll see from the other Division B teams right after this game. That will be Quebec, Royal Select Beauport, and Manitoba's Northwest Winnipeg. Quebec, of course, won the championship the last time the tournament was hosted here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And later tonight, we'll have the Newfoundland men, Holy Cross Kirby group, playing the British Columbia men. And British Columbia are the defending champions in the Challenge Trophy division. British Columbia resetting, getting pressure from Curran Layden. Courtney Shepherd trying to move the ball forward, going back to her defenders. Using the wing. Ball goes out of play, and it'll be a Nova Scotia throw-in. Excuse me. Nova Scotia with a shot on net. Emily Wilson pulls it down. Wilson taking her time, patiently walking it out till her targets are in range. Chantel Bone with a shot, easily managed by Haley Cardass of Nova Scotia. Cardass sends it back into play. Chipped ahead by Layden Curran. To Megan. Megan Earl looking for Candice Conrad in that last encounter. Megan Johnston now gone to take what will be Nova Scotia's first corner of the game at 64 minutes. Well-placed ball and well handled by Emily Wilson of British Columbia. Wilson with a high kick, looking for Alexis Cattermole, but a little wide on the landing, and it'll be a Nova Scotia throw-in. Megan Johnson again to Emily Nickerson. Candice Conrad trying to make a break, looking for Megan Earl. Finds her. Earl being tightly guarded as well. Layden Curran now with the ball. Moving it wide to Hannah Dory, who finds Erin Freeman. Freeman now trying to find a way through. Candice Conrad there in the traffic at the top of the box, but it's ably defended by the British Columbia defense. Nova Scotia continuing to push their advantage. Layden Curran with a shot that's blocked. And back to Liz McPhail now for Nova Scotia. Lauren Windsor, originally from Mount Pearl. BC on the attack. Nova Scotia now getting pressure from Alexis Cattermole over to Megan Earl. Megan looking for Erin Freeman, but the pass is short. Candice Conrad over to Erin Freeman to Megan Earl again. Earl looking for Conrad to go forward. But Emily Wilson reads the play very well and comes out to intercept before any damage can be done. Nova Scotia retaining possession. Emily Nickerson over to Megan Johnson. They're taking their time, playing it back to their goalie and getting ready to reset. British Columbia pressing forward. Ball is put through to Candice Conrad. Little hesitation on the connection there, and BC gets through, but it will be a Nova Scotia throw-in. We've got another British Columbia substitution coming in. Number 16, Hayley Melvin, coming back into the game for number 6, Olivia Aguiar. Candice Conrad and Megan Earl again. Earl is down. Favoring her ankle, I think. Trying to shake it off there as BC goes on the attack. Hayley Melvin over to Courtney Shepherd, who sends it high over the Nova Scotia net. Megan Johnson sending it through for Cameron Conrad. Conrad fouled on the play. And it'll be a free kick for Nova Scotia. Megan Johnson to take the kick. Sends it through to Lauren Windsor. Windsor to Megan Earl. Earl with a long shot. And it is tipped free by Emily Wilson. No one there to gather up the rebound, and Wilson collects it back. Good attempt by Megan Earl. So the Nova Scotia goalie now puts the ball back into play. Trying to find Erin Freeman. Megan Earl with the ball there now, collides with a BC player. BC's goalie kicking it out of play. Nova Scotia with a throw-in in BC's half. So that ball now being sent back into play. Looking for Erin Freeman. Pulled down by Erin Uchaz, the BC captain. BC now moving the ball forward. Number 15, Alexis Cattermole. Ball goes out of play, and it'll be a Nova Scotia throw-in. So Megan Johnson now sends that back to Emily Nickerson. Nickerson getting ready, resetting. Ball goes off a BC player. And Ashley Melvin of British Columbia comes up with it. Megan Webster over to Erin Uchaz with a shot, but it is wide of the Nova Scotia net. Haley Cardass now with a goal kick. Deciding where she likes it. And waiting for her counterparts to get ready to receive. Ball is headed back in by BC. Gathered back up by the Nova Scotia goalie. She takes a look at the field and sends it back. Megan Johnson is the one she's looking for. Courtney Shepherd gets through, but is shut down by Emily Nickerson, who tucks it out of play. British Columbia now with a throw-in. Courtney Shepherd going for it, sending it across. Too far for her teammates that were ready to intercept. BC retaining possession. Sends it through, but easily handled by the Nova Scotia goalie. Emily Nickerson tucks it out for Nova Scotia. BC with a throw-in deep into Nova Scotia territory. Erin Uchaz tucks it to the middle. Nova Scotia's defense able to tuck it away but not clear it fully. And BC continuing to pressure. Megan Earl puts the ball off a BC player, and Nova Scotia has a throw-in. Megan Johnson back to Emily Nickerson. Looking for Megan Earl, but BC comes up with it. Erin Uchaz, the top of the 18 with a shot high of the Nova Scotia net. The British Columbia captain clearly eager to make her mark on this game as she did yesterday with 2 goals against Manitoba. Looking for her chances. Nova Scotia puts the ball back into play. BC's been spending a lot of time down in their half in the last 10 minutes, but not able to make anything of it. Nova Scotia now having their turn. Candice Conrad trying to pressure the ball, but Emily Wilson of BC is there well ahead of her and sends it back into play. We'll have another substitution coming in. Number 18 coming into the game for Nova Scotia, Katie Ross. Cameron Bruce coming out. Bruce, of course, received a yellow card earlier in the game. Nova Scotia putting some fresh legs in the midfield now with 75 minutes gone. 15 minutes left to play. Anna Duganchik sends it back up. Megan Earl pestering the goalie as Emily Wilson tries to slow things down a little bit, taking her time picking that ball up. Earl will make sure that she has to. Liz McPhail heads the ball back into the BC half. McPhail again. No Nova Scotia player there to receive. Erin Uchaz from British Columbia distributing that ball so well as she has all game. Looking for her teammate, Hayley Melvin. Nova Scotia comes up with the ball, trying to send it forward. BC intercepts again, and they will reset. BC doing a good job using the sides of the field. Hayley Melvin with a good cross, but not there. We'll have a goal kick by Hayley Cardass. Cardass to her defenders, who will move it up a very congested wing. A little too much on that for the Nova Scotia target, and BC comes up with the ball. Erin Uchaz now. Ashley Melvin is there with her. And the ball goes out of play. Goal kick coming up for Nova Scotia. Ashley Melvin puts it through. Great cross, great save by the Nova Scotia goaltender. We've got a BC player down on the play. Looks like Erin Uchaz. We'll just wait for her to get up there. Physio doesn't appear to be required. All right, BC resetting now. Erin Uchas passing it off to the wing. She's down again. Nova Scotia now trying to set something up. Anna Duganjic passing it off to Erin Freeman. BC takes possession back, but Emily Nickerson from Nova Scotia is ready to send it back in. It's headed back by BC, which is wearing white. Ashley Melvin open wide.
Yes!
Number 4, Megan Webster pokes it in. Made the first save, unable to make the second save at the 80th minute. British Columbia picks up its second of the game. You are watching British Columbia Coquitlam Metro Ford versus Nova Scotia's United FC of Dartmouth. This is the Toyota National Championships Jubilee Trophy competition. This is the women's B division, or second Group B, I should say. The winner of this group will advance to play the winner of Group A for the gold medal game. So every game critically important in this competition. 4 teams in each group. Coming up after this game, we will be seeing the other 2 teams in this group. Quebec, Royal Select Beauport, and Manitoba. Quebec defeating Nova Scotia 1-0 yesterday, and British Columbia defeating Manitoba by 5-0. British Columbia with 2 goals. Courtney Shepherd scoring at the 9-minute mark, and just now Megan Webster at the 80-minute mark. 82 minutes have now elapsed in this game. We can see the other teams for the next game coming up and heading up to the practice field just beyond the BC net. BC pressing the attack again. Emily Nickerson, Megan Johnson trying to move it out. Next year's Challenge Trophy Championship, of course, and Jubilee Trophy will be in the Halifax, Nova Scotia area. So while a relatively young team, Nova Scotia keen for a good showing at this tournament to prepare them for 2020. Nova Scotia's Candice Conrad trying to get something going. Run down by Courtney Shepherd. Ball goes off Megan Earl, and it will be a British Columbia throw-in. Layden Curran pops it off the referee. Nova Scotia still retains possession. Nova Scotia now battling a 2-0 deficit with 7 minutes remaining. We will see a couple of minutes of extra time, but not likely to be a huge amount. There have been relatively few stoppages for injury, mostly just for substitutions. Megan Johnson now for Nova Scotia. Looking for Candice Conrad and Anna Duganjic. BC goalkeeper Emily Wilson looking for a second clean sheet. She sends it back into play with a goal kick. Erin Uchas chips it ahead. Ball Goes out of bounds, and it'll be a British Columbia throw-in in Nova Scotia territory. Nova Scotia's goalie now playing with the sun in her eyes. Courtney Shepherd with the ball now. Courtney Shepherd with the first goal of the game. What may prove to be the winning goal. Megan Earl goes down on a play. Kelsey Atherley colliding with her as she was trying to clear the ball away. Earl seems to be favoring her hip on that one. Emily Nickerson comes up to take the Nova Scotia free kick. Sending the ball in. Earl and Aaron Freeman trying to move the ball up, but it's popped back. Liz McPhail now for Nova Scotia. Trying to keep hold of the ball. She is dispossessed. And Erin Uchaz from BC. Courtney Shepherd looking for Alexis Cattermole. Courtney Shepherd now looking to set things up. Megan Webster, number 4. Cattermole to Shepherd. Shepherd looking for Ashley Melvin. BC trying to get down the field. Megan Earl now with the throw in. Erin Uchaz now taking her time with the ball in midfield. Emily Wilson, the BC defense taking their time, playing a controlled game of possession right now. 2 minutes left in regulation time. Candice Conrad not prepared to wait, not prepared to let them dangle the ball. BC taking their time with possession. Clock ticking down, and it's gone out of bounds. Candice Conrad over to Megan Earl. Earl centering it. Conrad just a step too far ahead, and BC comes up with the ball again. Sending it through to Erin Uchaz, who is a few steps offline, offside in that one. Clock ticking down now. Waiting for the fourth official to tell us how much additional time will be added to the game. I can't imagine it's going to be a whole lot because it's been a pretty clean contest. Number 11 now for British Columbia, Ashley Melvin, getting ready to take the throw in. Down to Erin Uchaz. BC pokes it out again. 3 minutes will be added to regulation time. So 3 minutes referee's time. Emily Nickerson runs the ball down over to Liz McPhail. McPhail trying to advance it. Lauren Windsor now with it. Erin Freeman coming back to try and move it over to Megan Earl. It's intercepted by British Columbia. And Curran Layden will gather it up for Nova Scotia with a throw in. Two minutes remaining in referee's time. The official for this match, Dave Liverman, who is one of the Newfoundland and Labrador officials who was involved in the tournament this week. There are 38 officials in total, 18 from this province, as well as 6 assessors from Canada Soccer. Nova Scotia with a throw in. They're being pinned in by British Columbia. BC has decided they're tired of playing keep away. And they're going to control possession here for the remainder of this game. Another minute and a half left probably. Still spreading the field wide. Ball goes through to Erin Uchaz. Ball is out of play. British Columbia, Nova Scotia rather, to take the throw in. Deep in their own territory. Getting pressured by Alexis Cattermole. The ball's now with Erin McKinnon. Erin Freeman. Freeman trying to advance up the field, but the ball rolls harmlessly out of play. We'll keep an eye on the referee now. The time has expired on my clock. We'll see how it works on his. But there is not much time left in this game. BC trying to make one last break. Emily Nickerson not letting them have any of that. Referee's going for his whistle. And there you have it. British Columbia with a 2-0 victory over Nova Scotia, represented by United DFC out of Dartmouth. British Columbia, Coquitlam Metro Ford, 2-0. Emily Wilson with her second clean sheet of the tournament. BC picks up another victory, so they will sit with 6 points in Group B. You've been watching the Toyota National Championships Jubilee Trophy competition. I'm Colleen McConnell, along with Gillian Landrigan on camera. We will be back with you at 3:30 for the next game. Also the women's game in Group B. Quebec Royal Select Beauport versus Manitoba. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.